Okay guys, welcome to video number 1 of our lockdown flexibility series. Hopefully you've already looked at the intro video and have got your baselines sorted out already. We're going to make a start really quickly. All you need for today's video is comfortable surface, a sofa or a chair that you can put your feet on, and also a band or a towel. Okay, so I've got a band. If you don't have a band at home, all you need is a towel that you can wrap around the bottom of your foot. What we're going to look at, you can do this video along with me, or you can take elements of this video and practice little bits and put them together with video number 2 and video number 3 and do sort of a whole body stretch. It is up to you how you go about doing it, guys. I'm not going to dictate how many times a week you have to do it or anything like that. The goal is to do it quite regularly over the course of the next 30 days and see what improvements we can make over those 30 days. So let's make a start. We're actually going to start with some leg lower down. So you're going to take your band or your towel, you're going to wrap it around the bottom of your foot, and you're going to bring one foot up into the air. In that position, you're going to try and keep your lower back pressed in tight against the floor, and then all I want you to do with the other leg is actually to lower and raise the other leg, the free leg. Now if you want to make that more challenging, you can draw that leg in tighter, or if you need to make it a little bit easier, you can actually bring it back. You can have a play, figure out which one fits best for you in that scenario. I'm going to go for roughly a minute. Now there's no way of dictating what is the right speed. The key thing for you in this one is that you keep your lower back pressed in against the floor. So it's just that. Raise and lower each time. Raise and lower each time. Okay, we're coming up on that minute. As we come through, we're then going to come up, we're going to swap legs, we're going to do the same thing on the other leg. Now, if you struggle to keep your lower back on the floor, you can use a towel. I've got a wedge here, but you don't have to use a wedge. It can just be a towel that you tuck underneath your hips, underneath the bum. And what that can do is just keep that pelvis tilted back to help you keep that lower back pressed in against the floor. Good. So again, just at your own pace. If you want to make it more challenging, draw that leg in a little bit tighter. If you want to make it a little bit easier, straighten out a little bit more. Good. So again, it's that tuck in, release out. Tuck in and release out each time. Again, roughly a minute per exercise. Good. We're going to go for a second round. We're only going to do 30 seconds per exercise this time, so a little bit shorter. So again, we're back to that first leg. I've got rid of the wedge this time. And again, draw it in. You can hold with 2 hands or 1 hand, whichever you feel comfortable with. Lie back, raise and lower, making sure you keep that lower back pressed into the floor. Careful not to kick the chair that you've laid out for yourself. Working your way through it. There's roughly 30 seconds on that side, and again 30 seconds on the other. From there, we're going to come into what's called a Jefferson curl. I don't think I've set up this video for stand-up, so you might lose sight of my head in a second. Maybe not, I'm not that tall. Good. And relax. So, you're going to be onto your feet. This time, what we're looking to do is stand nicely tall. And what we're looking to do is tuck your chin in. So bring your chin right into your chest. I realise you can't quite see this. That's it. So, tuck your chin right into your chest. And I want you to try and create as much of a curve through the spine as you can. So you're just trying to relax right down. Sink into that stretch, bit by bit by bit. When you reach the bottom, what I want you to try to do is you're going to try and use your hamstrings, use your glutes, use your bum, and squeeze Back up, nice and tall at the top. And again, repeat. Again, go at your own pace, don't rush this one. I want you to come down. I want you to reach as far as you can. You might find that you're already beyond where you could get with your test, with your baseline. Each time, squeeze the glutes, nice and tall. We're going for around about 2 minutes on this one, and then we'll move on to the next stretch. Again, creating that curve, it's called a Jefferson curl. Each time, good. Chin tucked in, create that roundness through the upper back, sink into that stretch. Try and reach at the bottom, and then use your hamstrings, use your glutes, up nice and tall at the top. Last 20 seconds, so one more maybe, give or take. Again, reach, using the hamstrings, using the glutes, squeeze, nice and tall. Good. That takes us on to our next one. Our next pair is going to be a single leg hamstring stretch. So we're going to come into one knee and the other foot out in front. One knee and the other foot out in front. Just create a bit more of an angle. There we go. And all we're looking to in this position is we're going to try and bring ourselves forward into that stretch. And then as we come up, again, we're going to squeeze the glutes, push the hip forward and down. So we're actually going to pulse in and out of this stretch. And each time you come up, think about squeezing the glutes, squeezing the butt muscles and driving the hips forward. Each time, we'll spend a minute on each leg. Or roughly a minute. I've got a timer out in front of me, just so you keep a bit of an idea of where I'm at. My timings may not match up exactly to a minute. So once you guys have watched this, once you've done it once, feel free to stick on your own music, use your own timer each time. Good. Switch sides. And again, if you feel comfortable going at a slightly faster pace, if you're comfortable, you feel like you have to slow down, that's fine. As you reach forward, try and push a heel into the floor. As you come up, squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward. Whoops, test your balance as well. So again, push back. So if you need to do it near a wall, near another chair, something to help you balance, that's fine. But we're actually working between the two positions. So we should feel a hamstring stretch on this front leg, my right leg, as you lean forward. And then you should also feel a hip flexor stretch as you push the hips forward on the left side. So it's that working between the two for about 1 minute. Another 10 seconds or so. Just tuck forward, squeeze the glutes, tuck forward, squeeze the glutes. Good. From there, then we're going to come into our sofa stretch. So this one, if you do have a chair or a sofa, use that. We're going to come into one foot on top, drop the knee onto the floor. Now this time, again, we're going to try and push the hips forward and hold it, but we're also going to try and keep our ribs down, our ribs tucked in. So we're not going to try and lean back into that stretch, we're not going to try and open up, we're actually going to try and keep our ribs down. So as you push the hips forward through the glutes, you should feel that stretch right down through the hip flexor. Now I've realised the major flaw, because my timer is over there. So we'll glance over my shoulder, good, another 15 seconds or so. So again, just a static hold this time, you can let your hands rest where they want. If you need to use them for balance on a wall again, that's fine, but we're still aiming to drive our hips forward, keeping the ribs tucked in. So you're really focused on that stretch on that hip flexor. Good, same thing now, so step up, get into position on the other side. You may find one side tighter than the other. So again, pushing the hips forward, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the bum, and keeping the ribs tucked in. So we're really trying to feel that stretch across the hip flexor. My left knee is on the floor this time, so I should be feeling it on the left side. Keep breathing steadily throughout. If at any stage something feels so tight that you have to hold your breath, you probably need to ease off a little bit. I want you to be able to make this manageable. You'll get better, more long-term results by having a position that you can hold you can keep breathing while holding the position. So again, I'm just constantly trying to keep squeezing the glutes, trying to keep driving the hips forward, but feeling that stretch coming through the hip flexor. Now keep in mind, this is a journey along with me, so some of you guys may be more flexible than I am on this one. Definitely when we come to some of the upper body stretches, I guarantee some of you will be more flexible than I am. But we work through that. Good. From there, we're then going to come into our final pair. So like I say guys, you can actually work this one as often as you want. I would actually repeat that previous pair another time if I was doing this outside of a video. But this is just to follow along with. Now what we're going to look at is calf raises 3 ways. Calf raises 3 ways. So way number 1, we're just going to have toes facing forward. We're going to try and spend about 20 seconds on each one. Nice steady pace. Let's just rise up onto the toes and back down. Rise up onto the toes and back down. After about 20 seconds, what we're going to do is we're going to go toes out, heels in. Again, just setting nice steady pace. We're not trying to bounce. We're not trying to get lots and lots of reps in. It's just getting good quality reps in. So toes out. And again, if any of these feel a bit odd around the knee or hip or ankle, maybe you've got previous knee injuries, maybe you've got previous ankle injuries, it is worth checking that out with a physio. But if it is painful, if anything's painful, it shouldn't be. Okay, the last one you might have guessed already, we're going to go toes in. Again, that press up and back down. So we're just getting blood flowing into the calves. Rise up onto the toes and back down. Again, spending roughly 20 seconds on each one. Like I said already, my timer may not match up exactly. Then we're going to come into a calf stretch with a slight difference. So, we're going to be on one knee. We're going to take that foot out to 45 degrees. And what we're going to try and do is try and drive the knee forward. Try and get your chest down onto your thigh. And actually use that to pressure down. What you may not be able to see in the video, I want my knee going in the same direction as the middle of my foot. I don't want that collapsing down. I'm going to spend about 45 seconds on one side, and pushing that knee to the outside. Hopefully you should feel that stretch in the calf. Trying to relax, body weight down onto it while driving my knee out in the same direction as my toes. Good. Another 10 seconds or so, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Good. So from there, release that pressure, come back up, swap legs. So again, knee in front, out to around about 45 degrees, lean your weight over that foot, and then try and get your chest down, lie on top of that thigh. Actually getting your thigh to take most of the weight. Again, if you're just going to follow along with me, that's fine. You can do this as often as you want. You can do this every single day if you want to commit to that. Equally, if you want to mix and match, you could do video 1 today, video 2 tomorrow, video 3 the day after. It is up to you how you go about doing that. This is good. Another 10 seconds. 2, 1, and relax. So from there, guys, like I said, you can mix and match. If you find any one of these is more effective, use that, repeat the ones that you find most effective. So for me, the middle pair, so the sofa stretch or the couch stretch, and also the single leg hamstring stretch, where you pulse forward and back, those are the ones that I find the most effective. So those are the ones that I would repeat the most often. However, everyone will have tightnesses in different areas, so it is worth playing about with all 3 pairings of those moves. So again, just to quickly review what those were. We had the banded leg raise, where we had the band on one leg, raising and lowering with the other leg, with the free leg. We had your Jefferson curl, which was where we tried to tuck the chin in and fold over and come back up. We had the pair that I like, that single leg hamstring extension, and then the sofa stretch. Then we had our calf raises 3 ways, and then we finally had our 45-degree calf stretch as well. So any questions, any queries, let me know. Otherwise, guys, just send a comment in below and let me know how you got on, and we will have video 2 and video 3 up imminently.